Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest. We're in the Rescue Ranger today, going back out to this town about 30 minutes away. It's these same customers out there, not like that's a hassle, but they've just had a few problems in a row with their vehicles. So they think that one of their alternators have gone out in one of their vehicles. So we're going to go on the emergency rescue here, head out across the lake. Really, it's 30 minutes because I have to go from here around the lake over to here. I think in like 8 years or something, they have planned to build a causeway across the lake, which would make the trip like 10 or 15 minutes. But I got to go all the way around it. So it's about 30 minutes away from here, straight across the lake. I'll show you when we get over there what I mean. And here's going to be how we tell. If you can see the Y up on the mountain up there, that's because we're in Provo. BYU's out here. Anyways, emergency rescue. We've got some test equipment. It sounds like it's probably the alternator. Could be a loose connection. So we're going to head over there and check it out. If it's not, you know, it's that alternator. So we'll get it replaced for him. We'll get the alternator before we go over there. And just in case that's what we need, then we don't have to run back to the parts store, which is like 15 minutes from where they live. So to eliminate, you know, hassle of going back and forth across town, I'm close enough here. I'll pick one up. If I don't need it, I'll just return it when I'm done. Here we go. All right, here we are. We got the rescue ranger out here. Take a look. Oh, there's a dead bird. Let's see here. Here we are. I was just out here the other day for the other vehicle, and yeah, the battery's dead on this. It won't even unlock. Unless this is the wrong key. What's the key for this? That's the right key. Oh, wait. See, we're not wanting to get into this vehicle. And I did not bring my breakout kit. My lockout kit. All right, so in a strange turn of events, they replaced their ignition. Just pop that hood real quick. They replaced their ignition, so the key to the door was different. And I was just suspecting whether or not they had the right key for that. All right, so we'll look down here. The alternator belt is on there. That's the first thing I'll always check, is make sure that belt is there. Yep. Just that 3.5 liter VTEC from Honda here. I've done some timing belts on these a few times. Dirty, but nothing out of place down here. Just gonna look everything over. I don't think those matter. All right, so I'm gonna jump this off and see what kind of voltage this alternator is putting out. And it's pretty accessible. Not the easiest alternator in the world to do, definitely not the hardest. All right, I'm gonna get my multimeter, get this started, and see what kind of voltage it's putting out. I'll test the voltage here and see if it's giving 14 volts. If not, I'll test voltage here at the alternator, see if it's giving 14 volts. Make sure that we don't just have something missing, you know, in the link between the alternator and the battery. but I'm suspecting it's going to be weak based off of what he said. That dash lights were coming on, the radio sounded weird, and when he got home it kind of just died and wouldn't restart. So let's do this. Yeah, that's completely dead. This will register if it has any good voltage in that battery, and it'll kick on itself, but I'll have to override it. Let's see that horn honking at us. We'll lock the doors. Unlock the doors. Okay, let's see. All right, lock and unlock that door. Turn that off. I think that's definitely connected a bit better. Let's see. Let's see. I'll just wiggle that on there just a bit tighter. Make sure it's connected well. See if we can get this started. Come on. All right, no battery light here. Everything's just kicking on, so we'll test voltage up there while it's running before I disconnect that jump pack. I'll disconnect it last. All right, here we go. We got the go ahead. I'm gonna start pulling these covers. And we'll get this alternator out of there and get the new one in. All right, so we got that cover off. Probably not super necessary. Actually, I think it was, because it kind of hangs over right here. So 10mm here, and get that little rubber grommet out of the way there. And then it looks like this is probably a 12mm and then a 14 down there, and the belt as well we're going to replace. I bring belts with me. Power steering belt looks pretty good, but I'm going to replace the alternator belt for him since it looks a little worn out. And I'll show you that a little bit better once I get it out. We'll go ahead and unhook the battery and then start working on this over here. I'm going to pull the power steering pump right here, reservoir. I've dealt with these a few times. Honda uses them all the same, and they're available at every parts store for like 10 or 13 bucks or something like that. But if you twist on them too hard, when they're old, they get brittle and these little outlets tend to break. So just be real gentle with that if you're planning on doing this yourself, or just if you wanted to know that. And we'll get started here. So I don't know if I mentioned, because I wasn't running the GoPro, I just realized, but I did test, and that alternator wasn't giving out any voltage. The system was all just reading what that jump box was. I did pretty much kill the jump box, so they're actually charging it inside. That way when I'm done, I can start this and I don't leave them with a dead vehicle that they have to worry about, because again, that battery is completely dead. So, but this is a this job here is all right. Hopefully you can see there what's going on. The lighting's not the best, and I forgot my headlight because it is just in the early afternoon, so I didn't anticipate it getting dark on me. I also didn't think to bring any sort of headlight or anything like that. Okay, rather than worrying about breaking this power steering reservoir here, I'm going to pinch off this line back here, the smaller one, and I'm going to flip this up out of the way so it doesn't leak. I have my oil pan under there in case it does start to drip a bit. But hopefully it doesn't. And we'll get this out of the way without being too worried about breaking it. All right, as soon as that comes loose, it's going to want to try and leak. I'm going to have my oil pan under there, so a few drops came out from the little section here. I'll show you. just the section between where I pinched it and where I got it off, since I had to deal with that hose clamp. And you can see just a bit dripped right there. I'll clean it up when I'm done. But all in all, that was a success. If you tip it too far, fluid can leak out past the lid as well, so you want to be careful of that. Alright, got that belt on. Just gonna go ahead and pull it all the way out, since I'll be replacing it. If I weren't gonna be replacing it, then I would just leave it kind of routed around everything and just take it off the alternator, but again, we're replacing it. Right, there's that old belt. You can see what I mean. Just dry and crackly. The outside is pretty worn as well, so just time to get that replaced. Dropped that bolt, but I found it. Alright. Got that lower one off, and I should be able to turn the alternator here, get to the plugs on it. Alright, so rather than fight with it down there, I just pulled it up here. It's been 15 minutes, so we should be having this out, the other one back in about 5 minutes, and then maybe 10 minutes to put everything back together. So pretty straightforward job here. Nothing too crazy. There we have it. Oh yeah, you can hear it a little crunchy in there. There's the old one. Okay, here's the new one. I'm going to put some silicone paste on that, just to help everything stay connected for a long time without any corrosion. Nothing too crazy, just get some on there. And I'm going to take a wire brush to this connector here as well, just to make sure it's nice and clean. Again, nothing crazy, just cleaning it up a little, making sure it lasts a long time more. Okay, you can over tighten those and break them, so you want to be careful. Put these covers back on, and it's good to go back in. Make sure we get it twisted in the right direction since I already put the wires on. Don't want to mega twist them up. Alright, that's back in. Now we'll just put its 2 bolts in place here. I'll probably do the top one first, since that'll help set that bottom one a bit easier. Alright, those 2 are starting. Tighten this bottom one down by hand as far as I can, since there's a limited room for a wrench down there. There it goes. Alright, now I'm going to pull the cover on this timing belt here and check it out for them, since they haven't had it done in any recent time. I think they said they were due at 200,000 miles and they're at 270 now, so we'll check that out. Alright, so I just went ahead and tightened everything down except for that cover for right now, just so I don't spill power steering fluid and stuff when I'm trying to get into this. And I've just got this little bolt here to take off, and we'll check out that timing belt form. Okay, so that doesn't look horrible. I was able to just bend it out of the way here. There's one more bolt to get done, but without breaking this plastic cover, no, I can't do it. I just pulled it out right here. There we go. And then I can see it. Move this wire out of the way. So hopefully you can see it. In there, it's hard to see, but it looks pretty good. Obviously, if the mileage is due, it's probably a good idea to do it, but at least I can tell them it doesn't look dry rotted and in shreds. So I'm going to put these back together, and then I think we're done. Oh, I'm going to clean up those terminals on the battery as well. All right, those wires are tight. We've got to put the top cover back on, and that's it. Just double check everything, make sure there's no screws or anything left over. Everything looks good. Tighten these down. All right, and that'll do it. We'll go ahead and get this started, and it should be good to go. right, if you can see me, there you have it. That's a job well done. We're just pulling out of here. Thanks for watching the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest. We'll see you on the next episode. Special thanks to all the channel members.